Well, President Trump is scheduled to visit Wisconsin later today. And ahead of that trip, the DNC is out with a new television ad entitled Connect the Dots, which calls out the president for ignoring the advice of medical experts and holding what it calls a political stunt that put people at risk of coronavirus infection. Here's a first look at the ad.
Connect the dots. That's what the Tulsa Health Department director said weeks after Trump held a rally in their city. A rally that likely contributed to record-high COVID-19 numbers in Tulsa. For months, Trump's downplayed the virus.
It's going to disappear.
That has infected millions and killed 170,000. Now Trump is coming to Wisconsin for a political stunt that puts you at risk. Just connect the dots.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Joining us now, the chair of the Democratic National Committee, Tom Perez. It's really good to have you on the show this morning.
Always great to be with you.
The dots are not that difficult to connect. I mean, this is something we've been talking about for weeks and months now, that Tulsa rally. I don't know how people decided to defy science and squish next to each other for hours. And I think it is fair to say that the virus could very easily have been spread there. Is the focus of the Biden campaign and of Democrats who are fighting for Biden to win going to be that President Trump endangered the lives of the American people?
Well, our focus is going to be on the fact that he's been chronically incompetent. And as a result of his incompetence, Mika, we've had the loss of lives that has been just unbelievable. We have 4% of the world's population, 25% almost of the coronavirus cases, going on 170,000 deaths. This is preventable. And this is why we need leadership that is competent. That is Joe Biden. And that's what we'll be talking about all of this week. Our goal here is to unite not just the Democratic Party, which we've made great progress in, is to unite America. And it's to demonstrate this week through all of our speakers, culminating with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that we need leadership that can build back a better America, leadership that understands that science matters, leadership that understands that you don't travel and put people in harm's way to massage your ego. And what people are going to see this week is a responsible Democratic Party that is talking about the real issues. And we desperately need competent leadership in this country. We desperately need leadership that can rebuild our economy, leadership that can get us out of this pandemic, leadership that can get us out of this civil rights pandemic, leadership that doesn't add gasoline to the fire. That's why I'm so excited about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Let's talk about Joe Biden and the party of Joe Biden. Republicans, Republican organizations, the Trump campaign are saying that the Democratic Party of Joe Biden is the party of Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC. What do you say to those Republicans?
Watch the convention this week. We have a remarkable array of speakers because I'm so proud of all the people that you've mentioned and then some. This is a convention, Joe, that's not simply for people who voted Democratic in the past. This is a convention for all of America. We're uniting America. And the way to unite America is to make sure we welcome America. Our message is very clear to every single voter. You are welcome at the Democratic Party table. The Democratic Party is the party of inclusion. If you voted in the past for Donald Trump, come to us because you now have seen that he has broken his promises. And look at the array of speakers, from John Kasich to Bernie Sanders tonight to people this week. Got a few more surprises there. And we are going to demonstrate that we are indeed that big tent party that is all united by the fact that we need bold, competent leadership that will bring America together. And then we're going to get people out to vote. And Joe, I have to say something because I ran the Civil Rights Division. I watched with great interest what you just said and everyone else, and you were spot on. And I want to tell you, as someone who led the Civil Rights Division, And I hear Meadows say you can't prove that it's not happening. You can do it. And I did it when I led the Civil Rights Division. We know that voter fraud is virtually non-existent. We proved it in court cases. And here's an ironic twist to all the shenanigans that they are up to. It's going to help us in some of our litigation because we have to prove, for instance, in Wisconsin, that the judge has to make a really important switch in the deadline. In April, we were able to persuade a judge that as long as the ballots were postmarked by Election Day, as opposed to received by Election Day, they would count. Mm-hmm. That enfranchised over 90,000 voters. Every day that this administration does what it does by playing politics with the Postal Service, they are making our record for us. We have ongoing litigation in Wisconsin. We're going to get a decision from the trial judge within the next week or two. And you know what? The president is making our case for us because there is no doubt that same remedy in November.
What a great point. I've been reading this quote all morning. Judges are going to be hearing it from attorneys. Donald Trump, once again, and I guarantee you Republican lawyers know this, Donald Trump is making the Democratic Party's case for them in court on one election challenge after another by saying if we don't make a deal, that means they don't get the money. That means they don't have universal mail-in voting. They just can't have it. And Reverend Al.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.